there's the audio mic. Why will it not pick up my music? Oh boy, what a train wreck. Okay. Now, why is there no music? Media play. Audio input capture. That, well, it's my voice, but I wanted to catch the I wanted to catch excuse me, I wanted to catch the audio of the radio that I have. Yeah, media player, lock volume. Oh, we got a viewer, welcome. I'm just doing a quick test run. I'm going to be done by midnight, I hope. Trying to figure out my audio here. Media player, yep. Play whatever that's playing. It's just not doing it. I guess I'll create a new one. Yep, alright, I need to jump over to the chat and see if we got a guru in the chat tonight, because I need someone to hold my hand. Some live tech support. Oh, there's a counter. My channel. Click on this. Mute it. Westy, what's again, dude? I do too, man. I just wanted to do a test run to see if, well, somebody dropped off a couch today. First off, thanks for just checking in. Dude, if you could just stick around for like, I mean, I'm sure a few people might jump in now, but if not, just let me know if you hear any music, any background noise other than maybe what's coming through my mic. Because I'm just having a field day with, I had it working. I just want audio to play in the background. Just some nice background music so my ASMR voice doesn't put people. Now see there, it says it's working. Whoa. It says it's really loud too. Wait a minute. I'm just messing. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. Where's the Bodak when you need them? It won't let me. Oh, no. Don't exit. I cannot see past that number. Let me know if the audio's loud out there. Anybody listening, watching, or couch books. I guess I could just let's see. Can't tell. Oh boy. I'm gonna, well, if I pause it, maybe the latency. Let's see here. Okay, it is. It's working. Just free climbed a spruce in my yard. Sent you a pic. Awesome. I'll check it out. I don't know if I told you, but I'm gonna go through some old VHS I found. My parents did take a fair amount of camcorder recordings, and I do hear the music is sick. Okay, cool. Thank you. Good. You can hear that. Awesome. I'm gonna just fast forward that to there, mute that. My neighbors, when I was growing up, they had a huge row of pine trees in their yard. And is the audio too loud though? Oh, now it's probably not on because I paused it. There we go. Jesus. Blow some eardrums out there, everybody. But seriously, I have no idea where to put these volumes at. No idea. This says audio capture beta. I could probably bump that down. Where's the mic at? Hello? Hello? Okay, so that's my mic. Yeah, I might bump the music down a little bit. Is that better, Westy? Oh, and I gotta turn my music down in the background. Jeez. Boy, what a train wreck. So my neighbors had well, I want to hear the music though. Audio is perfect. I probably messed it up though. That was probably so loud. God, I am just a... Thank God there's only 2 people in here right now. Someone else is laughing their ass off. Okay, so I'm gonna go back up on that audio capture. Sorry, dudes and gals, who's ever out there. If I just glued your drums, I don't have a clue. But that's why I'm here doing this, so I can mess it all up late at night when nobody's around and perfect it for during the day when we have millions and millions of viewers across the world. All right, back to the spruce trees. Not a spruce, but really tall, good, healthy pine trees. And we had a carport growing up as a kid, so we were the house on the block without a garage, but a cement pad and a roof over it. And this carport was supported by these big steel I-beams. So me and my buddy, we were probably 12, 13, and we got a bunch of really good rope. And we went to REI and bought some mountain gear and, you know, the most minimal amount of stuff because we were going to hit K2 and climb it. You know, we were just going to go mountain climbing. But before we did that, we strung a rope from like as high as we could say, like we're talking 30, 40 feet up on one of these pine trees. Then we chucked the rope to the ground, walked it over to the carport, put it on my dad's come-along, and then took up as much tension as we could, you know, on the I-beam. Mind you, this is standing on like buckets. Maybe, I think we were standing on a bicycle even or something. It was sketchy. And then, yeah, we had a pulley, and with no permission at all from the neighbor whose tree we just climbed, just full send. We probably did that a couple hundred times, and Mr. Steffens was his name. Never once said anything. He would just look out his window and wave at us. Sometimes open the door and say hi. Always had a candy bar. Not that kind of a neighbor. Really good people. So there's that. Oh, we got 3 people in here. Let's audio is good, Westy says. So I'm gonna switch cameras and meander over to that couch, which normally I don't have a couch in my shop. And I had someone ask me, hey, do you want a couch? A little, it's a pull-out too. So my son we're redoing his room, sort of. And I thought, oh, this would be perfect for him. And he thought so too. But got dropped off at like 4 o'clock today. And then I'm like, what do I do with this thing for the time being? So this is what I'm doing with it. I'm gonna pop down in that and look at some books. Time to go. Stream is working well and audio coming through fine. Thank you. Go fast. Go fast? I need to make you a... I think, did I make you a mod the last time and you said I I feel like you're the Westy is the fairy, like the fairy of good luck for YouTube channels. When Go Fast, I feel like you're right on. Like, you have been so awesome this whole time, and I mean, if you want to be a mod, so that way you can check out other people's channels, it's a really cool feature. And same with Time to Go. I find that as long as, you know, people, yeah, you're a Moto Bum guy, I'm pretty sure, is where I came across Time to Go, and I swear I've seen you in his chats. But either way, I'm gonna subscribe and I'm gonna check out some of your videos after this. That's what I always do. I'll check out the video and then go from there. You know, not everybody's gonna like everybody stuff. Mod these cats. All right, here we go. I'm doing it up. Add moderator. Boom. And then there we go. That way it just works out better. And then if we all get in a fight, maybe we can all time each other out. That would be, I don't know why I want to do that, but I just think it'd be funny to have a chat where everybody timed everybody out and nobody can say anything. But I know it'll never get to that in this chat, so maybe. Okay, thank you. I am gonna bump that down. Oh man, I am so new to this. I really appreciate that feedback. Thank you. Go Fast. I don't need that kind of power. I got the big dog sitting next to me tonight, next to the couch here. So reading the chat is gonna, this is all gonna be interesting, because I thought basically, in order, I'm gonna just show you, give you all an example what I got to do here. And I put on my white gloves because these books are like, one of them I think is dated 1908, and a lot of the other ones are really cool and old, and I just don't want my finger oils and shop debris and whatnot. So, but in order to do this, I have to kind of straddle this without bumping it, because you're going to be looking through here soon. And then we'll go through the book. But then for me to actually read it, I have my glasses on. Normally I wear contacts, and I can't see far away, but I can see up close. So I may take my glasses off once I come over here. No, I can't see it. We'll see what happens, but look at that. This is so cool. But now to get up without bumping the camera or anything, I have to like contort myself up and over, come over here to the computer, and we're gonna switch cameras. If we all mods, we all equal. Exactly. It is exactly. Motobum is a really cool channel. I love the, I don't know, the aura of it all, and old Mac and Sid and Sterling and Moto. There's just been a really fun group of people to listen to. On Dutch. I don't. Let me, I'm right here by the old interwebs. Ooh, whoa, very cool. Apparel. What do we got here? Lady apparel there. Very cool. Trucker hats. Decent. How do we know them? Go Fast. Everyone ain't equal. Everyone's an individual. Some people are better at some things than others. There's a Von Dutch. Ah, nice. I was looking up. Wow, I'm a space cadet tonight, y'all. Let me get out of here. And the music, is the music doing good? Yes, I will. I'm going to do that here. We're going to get going on the table and the images. Let me switch that. Let's do that. Let's see. Oh my, I need a engineer. Boom. All right. Should we start with the old? Again, the lighting is going to be goofy. No, no, not the clothes. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Go fast. Yeah, I'm like, holy cow. Um, let's talk about apparel. You know, um, Hardy. Okay. But when I looked it up, I just did a quick Google search, and I'm gonna be honest. Type in, what did I type in? I typed in Von Dutch, but it came up with a yeah, an apparel company, but with very nice looking models to show off their clothes. And what are they eating? Bomb pops? They're eating bomb pops on. That's interesting. Anyway, this frog's. Hey, frog, how are you tonight? Good to see you. We're gonna do a quick stream. I said I was gonna be going at midnight, but I haven't even touched a book yet. I would like to check out at least a couple of these with y'all. So I'm gonna see if I can make my screen bigger so I can see the chat from the couch. Oops. There we go. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. That's what we're doing. We're learning as we go, and you all are my. I really appreciate the feedback. I really do. Cantankerous wild man, whom was an a-hole, but he was one out of a-holes, if you know what I mean. Made things that customize all sorts of stuff. Very cool. That's my neighbor, but he's not an a-hole. And if he was, he'd be one out of a one. Yeah, very cantankerous wild man. Dying Breed Media. Hello, good evening, Dying Breed Media. I am so sorry if I miss anyone. I don't expect this influx of viewers, so I really appreciate y'all stopping by. Feedback is good. Again, we have to get better and learn, and I want to bring value to you, the viewer, and in doing so, I need to figure stuff out. So hey, that's why we're here. Lodge Spark Plugs, yes, a very old name, very old name. We're going to be digging deep into history here in just a minute. Stuff that's just unheard of today, and quite frankly, not. Ed Roth picked up his pinstriping and all sorts of stuff from Von. Okay, now it's coming in, and I bet you I have seen that name in some of these books because I do have some books that are really old, not like 40s, 50s, 60s, really cool stuff. I cannot believe this hoard of books my friend found. And literally, I said, "Where did you get these?" "Oh, they're on the side of the road in Belleville." I'm like, "Just during junk days?" "Yep." Tons of other stuff too. He's like, "I probably passed up on six," or he goes, "I packed my car. I put as much as I could in my car." And so we've got a supply. The flying eyeball is a Von Dutch, and the logo you've seen on clothes is gotcha. Love the education that we get from this as well. The community can really bring a lot of cartoons. Okay, very good. You know what? I had a book that was talking about how to draw cars specifically, so I'm gonna look at that. All right, I need to get over to that book though and show y'all what we got here. Before I'm still standing in front of my computer. All right, I'm gonna go straddle I'm not gonna straddle anything. Anyway, let's get some light. Let me know. I'm gonna turn this light on here, and we'll see if that's too much. If that's too much, then we will adjust it accordingly. But this is a motorcyclist workshop by the Torrens of the motorcycle. Oh, it's got a section on tuning for speed and efficiency. A section on tuning for speed and efficiency. This one's going to be dated old. Climber Motors, Alvarado Street, LA. Somebody wrote $1.50 up here in the corner. And we're not going to go page by page. I'm just going to rip through a few cool page, not literally rip, but published for the motorcycle. Yeah, see, some of these I can't pronounce because of the, I think I'm fairly well enunciated and educated enough to pronounce most words, but there's a lot of English, and like when I say English, what language do you speak? But I am going to read this paragraph here, and then I'll look at the chat. Although few amateur mechanics are lucky enough to be able to build a workshop that approaches their ideal, that's what it says. I thought it said that approaches their ideal. Quite a number of the features illustrated above and described in Chapter 1 can be incorporated in the usual type of home garage. It's just a really cool picture. Again, I'm going to look at the chat here in a minute. I don't know what everybody's saying, but so cool. And we'll just some of the practices and tools, and we're talking about drills and taps and dies. I mean, this is when lapping, we don't lap anymore. By lapping, we mean the dressing down or smoothing of surfaces by the use of an abrasive compound. In other words, the grinding away of a slight amount of metal. So, boring and honing. Removing broken studs. Pretty cool. Safe and simple methods of removing sprockets. Oh, frames and stuff, that's pretty cool. Checking the alignment of your steering head. This is where it all started. All right, contort up. Check out the chat here. Definitely kind of an ornery guy. You've got to separate from the art. He may truly understand either of the two. I've been in plenty of modern climber manuals over the years, from the wrist down Harley stuff and plenty of road and track bikes. Yes, it sounds like you've got, well, do you race in the ARMA series still? Or do you participate in, see, there we go. Lapping is something I still do. And for two strokes, you want to lap them in versus break them in. Never want to break a two stroke. Very true. What would you call then when you, the transfer ports? You want to put an edge on them. What's the word I'm looking for? Even lap things manually. No electric motor of any kind sometimes. Wow, really? That's really cool. Run them sloppy rich and no load on the engine. Interesting. Okay. I could see how that would work. How are we doing in the chat here? How many viewers do we got? I don't want to. I mean, I'll sit and talk to you all night. Go fast. Okay, there we go. 7. Okay, there's a few people in here still listening to me ramble. Maybe I can talk quiet and gently enough to put everybody to sleep. No, I'm kidding. But what do we want to look at next? These motorcyclist magazines are really cool. Let's check one of those out. They're from New Zealand. And have some really cool ads. Well, you know what? Let's look at this quick here too, because I thought this one was really neat. And it's the ABC or just ABC of the motorcycle. ABC of the motorcycle. And this one's got a pretty, oh, look at there. Probably shouldn't show that, but it's a P.O. box. There we go. Look at that date. 1912. Well, I'm going to show you the copyright just to prove that it's like super duper super old. Yeah, right here. Oops, sorry about that. Copyright 1912 by Charles C. Thompson Company, Chicago. And down here, Charles C. Thompson Company, not incorporated. That's interesting that they. The man, oh boy, this is interesting. The man who expects to find in this book a technical or theoretical discussion of the motorcycle and its mechanism will be disappointed. It has been written solely for the guidance of those who know they don't know much, if anything, about the subject and wish to start right in advising themselves about it. With this purpose in view, the language used is intentionally devoid of technicalities and readily understandable. The book is what may well be termed a show-how one. Interesting. Oh, look at there. One form of carburetor. Super simple stuff here. Magnets in a magneto. Having vaporized the gasoline and introduced the vapor into the cylinder, the next move is convert the vapor into force-producing power by exploding it. Bear in mind the important fact that it is these explosions rapidly occurring which cause the piston to move and thus commute motion to the wheels of the machine. That's pretty cool. I love the wording they use. Here we go, probably a total oil loss. This is a very basic book, but we didn't have a whole lot going on in 1912 as far as, yeah, here's what we had. Main drive method of the transmission with pedals. V-shaped versus flat belts. Clutch, one form of a clutch, a dog clutch. Look at that. What's changed? Nothing. Pretty cool. There you go. That old spark plug. Auburn. Two forms of Auburn spark plugs. You can repair a tire with a strap. Just strap your tire. Oh, that's pretty cool. Talking about pre-ignition, or what we may call, what I would call detonation. Oh, look at that. This shows how speed is reduced. I don't see any brakes, but I'm just paging through and almost sounds like I'm making fun of it more than I'm not, but I really am not. Oh, this is so cool. Here we go. This is interesting. I'm going to read this. The circumference of the average rear wheel of a motorcycle is approximately 84 inches or 7 feet. If this wheel were propelled at exactly the same rate as the crankshaft pulley, 1,000 revolutions a minute, moves, as would be the case if both pulley and drive wheel were of the same size. It would travel at the rate of 7,000 feet a minute, 420,000 feet or 80 miles an hour. This would be too fast for comfort or safety. Consequently, the speed is geared down, as the experts say. Well, did we also do that for ratios and power? Oh, look at that cool thing. All right, I'm going to jump over to the chat here. But this book is from 1912, and it would have just gone right into the dumpster. Handy method of measuring grades without instruments. Oh, like grades of land, hills. And keep your machine clean, folks. A clean machine is a happy machine, and it'll last much longer if you take decent care of it. When a railway engine comes in from a run, hostlers take it in hand and give it a careful cleaning while mechanics look over the mechanism to see that it's in working order. A motorcycle costs money from $200 to $350 according to the number of cylinders, etc. Why not take decent care of it? The machine should have proper housing and should be cleaned as soon as convenient after every trip before moisture and mud have a chance to beget rust and other damage. Clean your cylinders occasionally with a charge of kerosene. Interesting. Cool, good times. Yes, I do too. Kim. Bleh. Kime to go. If I say, if I ever call you Kim, Kimmy, Lime, I apologize in advance. It is of no, uh, just laugh at me and make fun of me if I do, please. Time to go. My grandpa's brother, I think he had a Pook or some type of a pedaling moped, and I always wanted to ride it as a kid, and they never let me. And then when I was like 14, they let me, and it sucked. It was just, it was, yeah, not what I thought it was. So those are all, there's all those hidden sentences between the general sentences that give context of the times and understanding at that point. Some beyond what they wrote about, but alluded to by the writer. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Thank you on the pronunciation. The pictures do tell a great story. Imagine trying to ride a bike like that one in the picture. Oh my gosh. Could you? I would love to try, but that's what it would be. It would be trying to ride a bike like that exactly. Okay. The larger pulley reduces the speed. Yes, yes, as far as ratio. But I was looking at it through the eyes of brakes, I guess. Yeah, really cool history. Let's check out a couple more here quick too. Hey, thanks for everybody to, or thanks for, yeah, thanks for everybody for showing up. I really appreciate it. And time to go. Thank you for telling everybody to click the like button. I really appreciate that. Again, I wasn't thinking about doing a live tonight, and it's like I got out here and I saw that couch. I forgot to get up to the, well, I couldn't get up to the house because we're not done with my son's room, and it's like I'm just gonna throw this couch here in the corner, put up a couple lights, talk about some of these books. And I'm gonna move this camera just a tad in hopes of getting a little bit better angle for me and you. That's what she said. I'm going to put this right here. This is probably one of the most beat up, what I would call a binding. Oh, this is what's really cool. Is look at this binding. If you, it's made up of old newspaper. Roots. I find that super fascinating. Modern motorcycle mechanics and speed tuning. including a special chapter on Army motorcycles. And speaking of Army motorcycles, since have you ever heard of Dick's wrenches? Frogzilla says yes, I have. In the last video I did actually, and I wondered if that's why you're saying that, because in this last Harley video, I'm gonna get up and look for it. I was working on it and I needed a 1/2 inch wrench, and a lot of the stuff I do is metric. And so I'm going through my drawer, got like my own drawer of wrenches, or like my standard wrench drawer is a big pile of just wrenches. There's no order to it or anything because I don't use them that often. But yeah, so I use this wrench here. Where does it say there? Yeah, look at that. King Dick from England. Chrome vanadium. I don't know who did the green paint. Maybe that's stock. But I have no idea how I acquired it. Pretty interesting. Good wrench. It's a nice wrench. And so, Army motorcycles, I should have started a YouTube channel. We all should have 10, 15 years ago, right? But there's never a better time than today. And so in like 2000, oh boy, 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there, I had the Department of Natural Resources here in Wisconsin contact me through someone I knew, and connections were made. And I had a KLR Heinz, whatever. The KLR 650 diesel was in my shop. Sorry, I just read a great quality tool, green paint, not stock, probably to identify the engineer who owned it. Oh, very cool. They are a really good quality tool. Just look to see what model you got on your Harley video. It was a XL. It's an Ironhead, a 1983 Sportster Ironhead. Pretty clean bike. It was restored. I found out some more information after I did the video. It was restored, and a guy had it in his living room for years. And so then this dude bought it. We had a pretty heart to heart discussion. I don't think he really liked what I had to say, but I just said I have to be honest with you, because if you go to another shop or talk to somebody else and they tell you, dude, why did this mechanic stick, like, why did he even do anything on this when this is not a bike for your wife and daughter to learn how to ride on. It just isn't. And he said, well, my VTX 1800 is like 900 pounds. I was thinking this Harley's got to be like 600 maybe ish, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but it's not light. And probably more around 5. Honestly, it's probably like 4.5. It's a pretty light it's pretty light, but it's not a bike to start on, in my eyes. It's just not. It's a bike. It's a good bike if you want that, but it vibrates. It's more maintenance than a modern Sportster. It's cool, looks good. I appreciate it for what it is, but he ended up, or we're gonna do tires in the front wheel bearings, and I mean, I'll probably not see it again. He'll probably take it home, realize everything I said is true, and then sell it. And then I'll do tires on like a 650 something for him next year, is what it's going to come down to. So I know the customer does. I'm the mechanic. The customer of this Harley has a VTX 1800. That's his primary bike. And I said, you realize you're going from a Honda VTX 1800, a bike that I would get on tomorrow and ride to California, check out the beach, and then ride it to New York, and then check the oil. And I said, going from that bike to this 1983 Ironhead Sportster is they're different worlds. So anyway, the diesel KLR was really cool to work on, and I wish I would have capitalized on it then, because I think, you know, 10 years ago that would have been a really good YouTube eat 'em up. But again, if you can't produce any content, you can't bring value to your viewers, you can't present it in a form that people are going to want to even watch, then you could have all the coolest stuff in the world and it doesn't matter. So I just want to bring value to people in some form, and I just love motorcycles and talking about them, and that's why we're here tonight. I've told you about my 1800. It's not an yes, you have. I have to go. It's AM in the UK and work calls. Yes, time to go. I have hundreds and hundreds of books, so please check in. I want to kind of do like a book thing once or twice a month. Really cool New Zealand books. I've got found some cool classic cars and specials. This one's from, oh, Jeepers. Just whaled the camera there. Where's this one from? Anyway, I really appreciate you stopping by, checking this out, and I hope you have a good evening. Definitely stop back. We'll be checking out all this cool stuff. That old Lincoln. Make cars like this again that have suspension and engines. I love that look. Thing will probably end up smoking the new 131 CVRR when I find one in open road. I bet it would. Those 1800s are nuts. Stock. So if you've breath breathed on it at all, I'm sure it's gonna cook. I mean, it's almost a liter per cylinder. A liter, like a liter of Coke. Farva on Super Troopers. If anybody's in here that might know what I'm talking about. I need a liter of Coke. What's a liter? You don't know what a liter is? So let's just page through here a little bit quick. Oh, date. Let's find the date on this one. Oh, interesting here. It says by J.B. Nicholson, Nicholson Brothers, motorcycle engineers. Oh boy, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. I believe that's Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Copyright 1942. So that's pretty cool. And this one was printed in Canada. Well, been one of his keenest ambitions, the outstanding need for an up-to-date, accurate, and informative manual, comprehensively covering motorcycle servicing requirements, has appeared so obviously necessary to me in my associations with riders, mechanics, and motor service organizations. Oh, what's this? Is that emery cloth? No, oh, I thought that was emery cloth. It's the other side of the book. That's pretty cool. BSA 500 Gold Star. I could look at this stuff all day. I could look at this till I love it. Here's your controls. The Triumph twin type control layout. Foot gear shift pedal. Low gear, down, neutral, second, third, fourth gears up. Mine's above 2300 cc's now. Oh my gosh, do you have like where would you get a piston for that? 2 fried chickens and a Coke at this point. Yes. Yes. That's awesome. And then here's one more. This one is isn't a motorcycle book, but it's pretty cool. It's blacksmithing, and it's 1919 copyright. And they just talk about a lot of blacks axes and hatches and bob shoes, files, hardened taps and dies, how to repair cracked circular saws. That doesn't sound like something I would do anymore. So that's a pretty cool book. But then these New Zealand ones, and I'm not a geographic person, but I believe New Zealand is off the coast of Australia. It's like a big island, if I'm not mistaken. And this is from 1948, February 20th, 1948. There's a sign right here that's interesting. It says Hell's Gate. A lot of TT stuff in these books. A lot of TT stuff. Okay, you make your own pistons and jugs and heads, sure, so on. I've if I pulled up to your place, go fast, I picture you kind of being, and I don't know your age, so I don't want to assume anything as far as that goes, but regardless of your age, uh, Monroe, I'm having a blank. It's been a really long day. I probably shouldn't have even done this live because my brain is so toast, but oh my gosh, I am not a true motorcycle fan. The world's fastest Indian. Now, I don't know if melt your own, like go that far, but if you have to make them out of billet, or you could probably have custom cast pistons made, but you're not using cast and something like that, I'm guessing. Oh, matchless. No way. That would be cool. Many detail improvements, including larger brakes, improved telehydraulics, telehydraulics, improved telehydraulics. That has to be forks, right? Or maybe whatever kind of dampening. Improved seat springs because she's still a hardtail in 1948. Now on display, further shipments arriving December and January. Low deposit, easy terms. John Dale Limited. Auckland Provincial Distributors. Auckland. I can't pronounce most any other word on there, so that is something I have not seen in person, and I would love to go watch a speedway race. That would be so cool. Those that is pretty much next to MotoGP. Well, there's so many facets of racing that I appreciate, but speedway, nuts. Lower Hutt Speedway every Saturday night. See papers for bus timetable. Ah, let's see the other one. We'll go through these real quick. 1947, 1948. This one here. June 6th, 1952. Pretty funny. They put Smith's KLG watertight sparking plugs for motorcycles. And I think this is like 1 pence and the currency, not quid, but that's how much it costed. Many changes in England's racing mounts. Setback for Norton's. Boy, this paper is just unbelievable to look at. It's just so real. Candid commentary. Headed sour grapes. New Zealand riders contemplating a tour of England and the continent would be advised to contact us before their departure, as the editor of this magazine has recently exchanged correspondence with Miss I.M. Crow, chairman of the International Motorcyclist Tour Club, who invites any of our riders visiting that country to contact her club. Well, that's very nice. Nice little invitation. Look at the pixelation on that picture. Almost like really pixelated. More motorists use Shell than any other spirit. The best all-around motor spirit. To be sure of easy starting, lively performance, clean combustion, whether you are in the gears at the traffic light or in top on the broad highway, go for Shell, the research-backed, power-packed motor spirit. The Shell Company of New Zealand Limited, incorporated in England. Very cool. I definitely do that level of work at home from scratch. Yes, okay, thank you. I live a similar life as the man in some of the movie, although I'm not 30 yet. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I picture you as like him in I can't age is only a number. I'm gonna hopefully have my neighbor over tomorrow. After I drop my son off at school on my way home, I'm going to stop by his house. And if he's there, I'm going to be like, Carl, you're going to come over and we're going to watch Moto Bum's morning show. Because Carl's 95 and the dude is just nuts. Last summer, I saw him 2 stories up on an extension ladder working on his eaves trough. 94 years old. Yeah, I hear you there on the fights with gravity. Okay, so you are, I'm an old man. I'm in a young man's body that's been in too many fights with gravity to the ground. That's funny. And we're just talking about the speedway racing. Look at that. Talking about some hits to the ground. These guys here, you don't have much. This is September 23rd of 1949. Okay, my Uncle Hans was born in 29, so. Oh, the businesswoman. The businesswoman. I bank BNZ because there are times when I need experienced guidance, and I found my BNZ manager so helpful and courteous that I never hesitate to ask his advice. Established in 1861. There's a cool sidecar. My neighbor Rob Go Fast is doing sidecar racing with Arma this year and just did his first race of the season here a couple weeks back. Once a jolly swag man, Bill Fox, Dick Bogarty, Dick Bogarty, Bogarty, Bogarty. That sounds really Bogard. Oh my God, beat me up in the comments here, please. Someone, it's Bogard, right? Bogarde. Bogarty, Bogard. Anyway, Captain Leg Gibbon Bill Owen gives Bill some encouraging advice as he is about to start off on his trial run. Okay, so this is from a studio in London. Comes a picture which Speedway fans all over New Zealand will love and enjoy. Once a Jolly Swagman, a story of Speedway racing, which is becoming so popular in New Zealand and throughout the world. Once a Jolly Swagman is the first full-length picture made about this popular, dangerous, superbly photogenic sport, and contains all the excitement and adventure which have in recent years appealed to millions. Nice. They put little clips of the movie scene in there. Very cool. Yep. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, don't bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me. Most of the old timers that are as ornery as I am are now gone, lucky enough to be stuck in some of the old ways, doing things right as opposed to not at all or even wrong. Amen, brother. That is so true. And go fast, since you're a moderator, well, he's probably not, they're not in here, but you might be able to look up Motobum. Well, here, I'll get up and link the, oh, maybe whale in the camera. Um, Holy crap, it's 12:30. I'll be hitting the old dusty trail here soon, but I'm going to link. I linked him the other night, maybe, but old Mac is in there. And old Mac, here, I'm going to try to just switch the view for practice. There we go. Old Mac is 86, and he rides a trike now, but just a hell of a good morning show. I think I followed them the other day. I will check. Okay, cool. If not, I needed to get up anyway, to get up. Oh, and I want to show one more book here to you, to whoever's out there yet, before we wrap it up for the evening. And then let me get old Mac here. There. He did this ride. He did this video the other day. Go fast. It was probably the best voiceover video that I've just really enjoyable. Let me make sure this one's it. Yep, this one's it. I'll link it in the description because I could listen to this. So he does use a voice morpher for his part. So it takes your ears just a little bit to get in tune with what he's saying. But when he morphs it over to his wife, he pretends to be his other half there, like, and then he does it in an old lady in a lady's voice. I wouldn't say old ladies, but he does it in a lady's voice, and it's just something that it's just funnier than all hell. I can't get enough of it. He has some great stories. There we go. That should be the one. That's the one I. Yep, that's it. So put that last one there I linked on, and also definitely subscribe to Motobum because he's got a really good channel. And I honestly am not like the. I'm not a like. I'm definitely a biker. I ride. I've ridden so much in the past, and it's just life circumstances that have put me in a position recently that I don't. I'm unable to ride as much as I would like to. And half the time I'm riding other people's bikes. I mean, I could literally ride for the next couple of weeks and not have to own anything and just ride other people's bikes. They bring it in for service. Half the people tell me to ride it when I'm done with it, ride it for a few days, and it's good for an experienced person to get on somebody else's bike and feel it out because that person may only know that one bike. And then I'm going to grab one more book here I want to show y'all before we go. And I think I'll wrap it up too because I don't want to miss Moto's morning show. And you got to see this book. It's so funny. Where is it? There's a guy that did a review on YouTube of this book, and it got stupid numbers, just crazy numbers, and rightfully so. I gotta find it though. I know it's up here. Where are you? It's called, well, I don't want to say what it's called because that'll ruin it. I want to show you. Tuning for Speed. I've got a few of those books. Those are really cool. Some of these old English books are just really cool. And if I can get some of Rob's BSAs, and he's got a lot of English, older, not a lot, but a handful of other, the twins and stuff like that. Well, I tell you, it's always when you want to find something, right? Where on earth? Well, I might have to leave y'all hanging because this one here, that might be cool to see. Since I don't think we have any ladies in the chat at the moment, and that's what it's kind of for, because it's a book titled How to Be Sexy with Bugs in Your Teeth. And it's really a pretty funny book. All right, I'm going to give up for the moment. Oh, here's a Steve McQueen. This is the one I wanted to show you go fast. Or I don't know if I talked about it in the past, but oh, I need to switch my camera around here. Let's do this. There. And I'm going to go down to here. Automatic has been a trucker. He has built missile silos. He has been involved in aviation. He has so many stories of it. He does. Oh, Mac, not automatic. That's awesome. I use voice text so much in my life, and or if you're using the spelling, but I get it, dude. So he's built. Yeah, his grasp on technology is just unreal. That's funny. And if Go Fast, you're still in here, I hope. I don't know if I need to take it out, but it's probably, I don't know how cool it is, but it's not the AT, the DT, or any T's. I'm not sure whether I'm an actor who races or a racer who acts. A stretch of wide, lonely California desert in the backcountry near Indio. The sun is well up in a clear and cloudless sky. A soft wind stirs the pucker bushes, and far off, but increasing in volume, is the faint insect buzz of a Husqvarna. It's what it says. Motocross at speed. A rider is approaching, slamming his machine hard over the ridge sand, sliding around rocks and cacti, wheeling closer. The sound of the husky is now a throbbing roar as a helmeted McQueen throttles past, tanned and shirtless, jumping a sand ditch, smiling at nothing and nobody. So I don't know how cool that is, but I know it's cool enough to, I'm going to read it someday and keep it and appreciate it and know that it should not have ever been on the side of a road destined for the dumpster. Von Dutch built all Steve McQueen stuff, including the bikes and cars of the movies, and kept them in repair and modified them. Very cool. Thank you for that, Go Fast. They were even drinking buddies, and Dutch didn't like many people. Oh, that's funny. It sounds like a guy I used to know. And then Go Fast, I don't want to share any secrets live on stream, but I don't know if you divulged anything last. I don't want to say anything, but as far as the bikes that Steve McQueen owned, like whatever, how many did he own? How there's so many questions, and I know that you you know a lot about that history. So his Cyclone, real early bike, that was sold at auction a few years ago. Red was rattle canned red by Dutch while they were both hammered. That's awesome. That is so cool. See, that's the stuff that we don't want to get lost in history and time. And then I brought this over. I really wanted to show you that Sexy with Bugs in Your Teeth, Big Sid. That I think is right up your alley. Go fast as far as like what you seem to enjoy. I don't know if you would you do that? To go fast racing. Keep the rubber side up. I'm just kidding, but rolly free. 150.313 miles an hour. September 13th of 1940 something. Butt ass naked, basically. 150 miles an hour. That's just nuts. Vincent's with Big Sid. This would be a cool book. Looks like there's a lot of. Look at that. I've got a picture of my son exactly like that sitting on that diesel KLR. And tons of other bikes. So cool. Not in my underwear, lol. Me either. But you know, I thought about all the years I road raced, and very rarely did I crash. And if you take out all the times that you didn't crash, you could have done it in your underwear and knee pad. Just a set of knee sliders, good boots, gloves. Let's send it. But there's always that what if. And then this one is World Championship. I thought this was kind of. Wait, is this? Let me just take a look here real quick. No, this is car stuff. And that Lodge, another Lodge plug ad. I think it was Time to Go earlier said that they had not seen a Lodge spark plug ad, and I haven't for. I want to say I have in the past, but it's just not a name you see around much anymore. And I always like how they have the little twisties because you're just going to wrap your wire and just crank her down. And what cap? Tuning for speed. Now, this is a series motorcycling did, and I've got, I think, like 3 or 4 of these in consecutive order. Oh, that's really cool. Somebody took the time to paste that glue. That's not factory. The book didn't put that on there. That's not stock. Maybe it's stock. I don't know. You'd have to let me know. Rusty. A lot of help for lady with prefab where walls keep going rusty. Here's one from Grimsby. Remove all old paint. Give 2 coatings of silver paint. This is best obtained in powder form and dissolved in special solution obtainable at most paint stores. Any paint or enamel can then be applied, and the rust will not penetrate the silver undercoats. And from a chemist. If she paints the walls with the following solution, the walls will never rust again. 1 part phosphoric acid, BP, 2 parts methylated spirit. Paint onto rusted metal and leave until metal turns silver gray. Then wash thoroughly with water. Then paint over as required. Interesting. That's really interesting. Berman gearboxes is fitted by leading manufacturers. They're geared for good going. Get yourself a Berman gearbox today, as well as a KLG watertight spark plug. Oh, there's like the first boot I was talking. There's a boot on the plug. Toughened molded cap seals the plug against water, dirt, oil, or grit. Steel sleeve protects the insulator from flying stones or spanner damage. Radiator fins, cooling. Special gland nut for easy detachability. Fancy. And a rust-proofed body with passivated finish. Experience what makes KLG plugs too good to miss. Oh my gosh. That is one heck of a phrase. Experience, that's what makes KLG plugs too good to miss. You get it, right? I mean, you get it. Um, they worked okay on the flathead Fords with small early blowers. Interesting. When building a high tension ignition system, those plugs were one of the better choices. Champion worked fair too. They handled fouling a bit better. That's cool. I actually had a conversation with a guy this morning about flathead engines. And here we are, start of another day, still talking about flatheads. What is this? For reliability, power, and performance, JAP, the world's finest speedway engines. We have pleasure in announcing that the 880 engine is now again available. J.A. Prestwich and Company, Northumberland Park, Tottenham, London. That is just awesome. Look at that motor. I'm guessing it was JAP. Otherwise, I mean, they might have said JAP as a short, but they wouldn't have put the period. Look at that. The the detail, just really cool stuff. Ooh, the Triumph Tiger 100. The Tiger 100 is an ultra high performance sports machine with a specially tuned engine capable of completely satisfying the desires of all who wish to travel fast and far. At the same time, it retains that flexibility and smoothness, which makes it a very pleasant motorcycle when high speeds are not desired. Finished in the well known Tiger Silver Sheen, black and chromium. Triumph Engineering Company. Meridian Works. Alisley Coventry? Interesting. The Tiger 100. Like the flathead built in the hot rod LA 1950s from scrap parts that weren't being hoarded for scrap metal. Ah, yes, anymore after the war. Once the Chevy's overhead valve came out, and no one wanted to mess with the flatties. They were cheap, and you could find the right combos of parts. Oh, I bet. JA Performance, JAP, one of the more famous flat tracker variants. Are they still in business to this day? Go Fast, do you know if JA Performance, JAP? That's a cool looking ad. That's the other thing is that now they're checking the trueness of the carburetor or the crank. I'm just going to page through this real quick here and probably wrap it up here. I haven't looked at the view count, but I'm pretty sure it's just us at this point. Go Fast. I want to say, oh my gosh, I can't think. Frogzilla, Froggy. I'm sorry. I'm awful tonight as far as names and oh, we have some math right here. Power calculations. Tiger 100 and 120 were something to build for 200 bucks back when I was a kid. Chopped them and made silly appearance parts and flipped them. People thought they were survivors from the 70s. That is awesome. Same with the Ironhead 1000s. Okay, and that's probably what I've got here. And I'm just going to grab the phone's going to go mobile for a minute here. And you can tell me if this is that iron head that I think there's a lot of other variations of this as well. And I mean I don't know anything about Harleys other than I owned a Buell for a while. I really liked it. An M2 Cyclone. And then the more, modern Harleys, I do a lot of tires, brakes, just basic stuff, but it's not my wheelhouse. So checking the push rods on this were fine. Um, but I'm just not going to go into it. I have a friend who has a Harley shop about a half hour from here, and I'll just send him there. But he doesn't send any of the Jap bikes to me, so I don't understand it, but it's a nice looking bike. Whoever restored it did do a pretty decent job. I mean, going over it, I can't find anything loose. The one thing I was kind of, and I can't turn the light on. I apologize for really bad lighting, but I just don't want to mess up my phone. And these thread hole, the threads are really weak. They're there, and it doesn't feel like you're cross threading it when you put the plugs in, but the threads feel really loose. And then there were spacers on the spark plugs because one side of the head looks like it has shallow threads and the other side has much deeper threads. So that I put the plugs with the spacers on the side with the shallow threads, and that way it wouldn't intrude into the combustion chamber and touch a valve or a piston. And I did notice with well, you didn't even need a stethoscope. You could just look in the plug hole and see that the pistons are 30 over. They're really clean, and the crosshatch and the cylinders look really good. So whoever did this, I mean, they did the whole motor, I'm guessing. Everything's really clean. It hasn't started to seep any oil from anywhere yet. It hasn't left a drop. So, but I could imagine if the flatties were cheap and you could pick up parts. It's like right now the the Chevy, like what I have around here, I've got like four. I just keep getting them whenever I can find one. Or if it falls into my lap, is the 1999 to 2005 GM 5.3, 4.8, 6.0 before they went to the cylinder deactivation. That era of V8s are just indestructible, and you can make stupid power. And it's going to be the 350 Chevy, the next generation, basically. Um, so that's how I feel about that. And I kind of can, what do I want to say? I feel you as far as those parts go and stuff like that. Let's see here. Frog's okay. Sorry, Froggy. You can call me Froggy. My voice changed in the 4th grade, so I've had the name Froggy for almost 50 years. Hey, man, you're right there with my son then, because he's in 6th grade and working on a full stash and beard and has way more hair than I ever did at that age. So his voice has changed. It's like he even goes down a couple octaves just to, because I think he's so proud of it, and that's fun and it's awesome. But he's, hey dad, can you help me over here? It's like, buddy, come on, man. I know that's not your tone, but it's funny. So for not or 1/6 of a radial glorified lawnmower engines or radial tractor engines. If it's not leaking, it might not have oil in it. That's true. Make sure to check email after the live. I'm gonna send you my shop or cell number. Awesome. Thank you. I will, and I'll give you a call. And like I say, go fast. I'm just single dad doing the business. I have a small property here, and it's just me. I don't have a girlfriend at the moment and haven't for some time, and that's okay. But dinner, groceries, laundry, business, taxes, customers, parts. And then I want to do this stuff too on the side. This is like my hobby. So, or what I'm turning into. Um, and maybe someday make a buck off it or provide the world with some kind of value, whether they're laughing at me or learning from me. That's all I care. So I'm going to go. I think everybody else wants to. Well, I don't know if you want to or not, but Froggy, thank you so much for sticking around and checking it out. I hope you enjoyed the books. So many more. Here, let me just show you guys quick the books. I think we're still on this camera. If we weren't, then. And this is like I've got like two more totes, but I was going through them and I kind of wanted to get everything lined up. Oh, this little kitten. Somebody was going to throw this away. And I found it. Oh, come on now. These, my jeweler gloves. Watch this. Now if that don't make you smile. And I want to say it was 1931. Or no, August. Super old. I want to say there's a date on it from 1927. Either way, super old postcard. Interactive from 100 years ago, basically. Yeah, it said 1920 on it somewhere, and the cent, 3 cents. Yeah, old, cool. But here's all the books. That's one shelf, and then we got another shelf. Just BMW, some Peter Egan books. It's a hodgepodge. I don't have any organization to any of it. Prehistoric Life. That should be the Harley book. Just kidding. And then what's a bookshelf without some Disney stories and then the wonderful world of motorcycles? I think I have three, if not two sets there. So, and then a couple other totes, like I said, in the back. But that'll keep me busy for a little bit. And on that note, oh, and I got a new workbench. Isn't that a nice workbench? Somebody, okay, somebody at the dump threw all this flooring out, and I took it with, I didn't know what I was going to do with it because it wasn't quite enough to do a floor. And then this bench looked really shitty, and I'm like, oh, I got to spruce it up, make it look nice. What could I do that I don't have any money? And so I did that, put the flooring down on it, and it's just going to work great. And then this aluminum angle iron was in the recycling bin at the dump, and it was enough to do all the way down. It's kind of a mess there, but yeah, so. And then the same with the light. I mean, everything's free. The ceiling, the sound dampening, the speaker, everything. I got the motorcycle lift from helping a friend who husband passed away. Obviously, not going to use it. I did pay for that lift, like $200 from Harbor Freight, like 15 years ago. So we're doing it on a budget, but I appreciate you all for stopping by, hanging out with me. Go Fast, you've been amazing. Froggy, always good to see you. I saved some old Victoria record albums, 20 of them from the trash when I was in New York. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Very cool to save some old stuff. I know It's hard. It is. And that's the other thing. I could talk about this on another whole nother night because I work at the recycling center about once every 6 weeks, and I get paid like $12 an hour. But it's being there and it's being around the people that are really cool. That's what I really enjoy is the people. Um, but it's always death and divorce, and the amount of stuff that people throw away, it's just sickening to me. And I can't take it mentally anymore. I just can't because it's like it's really starting to get to me. I don't know why. It shouldn't bother me, but just being around people throwing out so many good things that I can't take it. I can't afford it, and it's like what it's depressing. It's really depressing to see. But at the end of the day, what do? You know, give it away. Give it to St. Vinny. You know, put it on Facebook for free. I have so much stuff for free because people just didn't want it anymore. The problem is that when that stuff starts to become a roadblock in your life and prevent you from doing things on a regular basis, like a hoarding situation. Um, I'm definitely not that bad, but uh, you haven't seen the other side of the shop yet. There's a few other rooms that could use some addressing. And at the end of the day, if it's not bringing you value as a person and it's not bringing value to your life, then it should, get rid of it. But guys like me and you, we see value in things that might not be valuable today, but we might use it in a year or 2 years or on that project when we get to it. Or, if Jim needs a piece of aluminum angle iron or whatever, this I got from the dump. This was laying in the recycling bin. I mean, I would not buy this. I don't have money for this stuff. I wouldn't buy that ever. Um, and so as all these pieces accumulated, the phones, like this gimbal I did buy, I will admit I paid like $80 for this gimbal. And if a wood chipper was running right now, I would pitch it in there because I cannot stand it. However, I used the money that I sold from things I got from the dump to buy the gimbal. So in a sense, I got it for free. Um, and I wouldn't want to hurt the blades of a wood chipper by chucking that in there. So with that being said, all these pieces started adding up. And it's like, man, you should really just do your YouTube channel or do something with it. You keep finding camera stands, boxes of cell phones, lights, lamps, and it was just endless. So why not do it? Anyway, I'll sit and ramble all night. Thank you all for coming by. I really appreciate it. I don't want to leave. It looks like we just got an extra viewer here, but oh, it's a long day. So sorry we're open. You're lucky we're closed. Silly stuff. That's how I get rid of metal and make sure it's not thrown out. Go fast. Oh, I'm reading from the bottom up here. I should start from up here. Okay. I love reading this too because saved E.D. Roth's giant paint test board color test palette from his 1950s, 1969 era. Oh my God. It was like the top to an oversized drafting table. I think eventually the paint got so built up the top was replaced. Was going to get used for scrap plywood. I swapped a sheet of regular plywood for it. Nice. I bet. Plenty of designs and wild colors and art all over top of each other. 8 foot by 18 feet. That would be so cool. It is. It is depressing to see somebody's life thrown away, Froggy. And for a while, I loved the dump because I was getting all these cool things. And when I say, it's little stuff, it's the little things to me that bring me joy. Like, for instance, this last week, again, I don't know, I think the camera's still going there. this set of vintage airplane. Really nice microphone, never used, brand new, in the box, right here. For all warranty repairs, please return to Concept Technologies, Whitler, California. And there's still a 1-800 number there. But, like, what am I going to do with it? I mean, if I get a little Cessna, which would be a miracle, am I going to use these? Or some noise canceling, not even Bose, but just like lower grade noise canceling, better. So I don't know. But again, I didn't want to see it thrown away. There's a beautiful set of vintage aviation. Cool stuff. Can't, but at the same time, should it take up space in my shop on a shelf? I don't know. Thank you for going live, sharing this with all of us. Thank you for coming by Go Fast. I gotta go. Ed Roth, Rat, Fink, Froggy, glad to be here. Fist bump you. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Hope you all had a good night. Thanks for checking out the books, listening to me ramble. Loved the interaction with the chat. We use those aircraft headphones and mic and racing. Decent. Before all the modern tech. I mean, you have to make what you have work. Yeah. That's why not? I mean, and what would you do back then? Yeah, aircraft. Just remember, it may make your kids rich one day. It might. It very well may. So that's why I have that room upstairs. I keep packing it full. So wouldn't go out and buy one, but put it to use or find the right home for it. Exactly. And that's what I do a lot with the stuff is find the right home for it. I rehome so much stuff to people that I know are interested in things. Oh my gosh. One more thing here. I enjoy this. I love it. When I say, oh my gosh, I'm not saying that to like complain. I am not complaining at all. This is awesome. Oh, they're out in my van. No, they're not. They're right here. This. Look at this. I came across this whole box of fishing. See again. Here we are, Motorcycle Channel, looking at books. Now, you know, like an old Zebco spinning reel. Still in the box. $12.95. And this Abu Garcia, almost dumped it there. Like, still there with your little bag of oil, you know, your little oiler. Like, not for me. It's not my thing. So I'm going to give it to a buddy I know. His kid loves fishing. I looked it up on eBay. It's not worth enough to sell it. Maybe you could get $100 for this whole box. But by the time I go through everything, ship it, pack it, list it, the person gets it, says it's not what they expected. Now I got to charge it back. Now I paid for shipping. If it can go to somebody and just get good use, my heart would feel much better than the monetary side of that. But imagine if we went and bought every one of those books for what they sell for, even on the low end of a few dollars each. That would be madness. But to have them on hand for side of the road free. Exactly. Some old reels. Try getting someone to make you one of those for under $800. Exactly. 100%. So, and that box of reels might be worth some money. I did do quite a bit of research on eBay, and some of them are, some of them aren't as valuable as you think they are. And then you start really searching it in. If you ever see old planer tools, they're worth a fortune. Like hand planing type stuff, not much on eBay, but try getting one made or spending the time to make it, even with all those. Oh yeah, it would be impossible. And the quality too, the workmanship, the longevity, that this is, nothing's made the way it is, and it'll never be that way again. They're for $9.97. Johnson Century. Just a whole box in the dumpster. That was this was laying in with it. The headphones. Just chuck it. And then when I bring up the subject at the dump, like, hey, could we have a section of like donate me or like dishes or like plates and like I know that might be weird to some people, but I mean if you have a nice set of plates, why would you want to throw them in the dumpster when someone else might want to use them? I don't know, but oh, I gotta stop. There's plenty of old model engines from the 30s selling for not even 30 bucks. Yep, you can't get someone to make you one today for $1,000 and they still run. Exactly. Exactly. It's the value of history. How do I want to? The value of mechanical history isn't what it should be. And the appreciation that we have lost as human beings, especially people my age and younger, is just completely, for the most part, gone. Yes, you're going to have a good group of people still like me and others with grandkids, kids that are going to raise them up to be gearheads, motorheads, and understand the mechanics and how things work. But you have to appreciate where it started. And that's where I go back. So, time capsule from the 1970s of things going back to the 40s. Nice score. Thank you. Yes, it is. It's awesome. So, all right, guys and gals, if there's any gals out there, but I think it's just us. So, thank you. I'm going to go. Have a good night. We'll talk to y'all soon. And check out Moto's channel in the morning. He's got a great morning show. Really good. Go fast. I'll look for your email. And yeah, let's talk one of these days. Shoot some more emails. And I'm going to get that yellow one done. And then we'll get this green machine running. So thanks again, guys, for stopping by. So if you look at it like stocks, there's plenty of undervalued stuff that can't be reproduced for even 10 times what it can be preserved for. So true. That's so true. Wait till we get into Rob's garage too. Wait till we get into Rob's shed. Low stakes if you lose on it as an investment because you find it interesting, but probably high reward or return because it's undervalued. Very true. Very true. And the problem I have is, I guess not so much store. It's not storage. It's the quick money. I guess I would be more after at this stage. However, I do have a few boxes of stuff I've been just putting away because I know that someday, like you say, will be a high reward or return because it is so undervalued. I sold a packet of funny face, a high C type. It was grape stuff you would pour into your water and then mix it with sugar and stir it up. It was a Phillips 76 funny face juice packet type stuff from the 60s or early 70s that my uncle had from a service station. Sold them on eBay in the original displays or whatever. I sold them for like $1,500 a box. And this was like 10 years ago. And my aunt, she just had them in the garbage. She just chucked them. Exactly. And every day there's less and less stuff in good condition. Not just people throwing stuff away, but all the ways people find to mishandle things and damage them. Exactly. Exactly. It's so true. It's so true. We need to really preserve history better. We really do. I could elaborate. I was at the junkyard today and saw things. I saw things I didn't want to see. All the sprays and goops people can put on, silicons and waxes. Yep. But why? Just get a new one. Just throw it away. Just throw it away. And I think that's why we're in the conundrum we're in. But we will solve the rest of those problems on our next live stream. Frog, have a good night, Froggy. Go Fast Racing. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thanks everyone for stopping by. I'm gonna figure out how to end this stream and said I was gonna be done at midnight. It's 1:30. So 6 will come really quick.